K second grade. It's Mrs. Fandre here. I'm at the back of the classroom right now, so maybe you're a little confused as to what's going on. I'm gone today. I took a vacation half day, so I'm going camping right now, which is kind of neat. But we still have art projects to do for you today, so listen up. We're doing printmaking, which you may remember from back in kindergarten. We didn't get to it this year or last year with all the shutdown stuff happening. And that whole idea is when you take a piece of art that you've made and you're able to transfer it to another surface. So like a piece of paper, which is what we usually use, or maybe even fabric. So today we're doing some abstract, so that means not realistic, printmaking. And it's kind of like an experiment today because we're actually using a cardboard paper towel roll that I have plenty of in my room. And if you look closely, I'll show you, there are strings that are wrapped around this, okay? So it's gonna look a little bit more kind of wavy, crazy line, and it's just, we're gonna let it happen. It's gonna be what it is. Today, you're gonna be using 2 colors and a giant piece of paper, okay? Before you start, put your name and 2S on the back, okay? Because when you flip it over, you should have a perfectly white, clean piece of paper. You don't wanna accidentally print over your name. That would be hard to read, okay? You're gonna be using 2 colors today. You're gonna be using red, and you're going to be using green. Your sub will be putting them on the tray, so don't try dumping this. This would be a huge mess if you dropped it, all right? And once you put the paint on the tray, you can actually, our sub can kind of let it drip to fill up the whole page because you don't want it super thick, all right? You want a big old thin blob of this, all right? So what you're gonna do, after you have your name and your 2S, you're gonna get your art shirt on, okay? Don't forget that because this can get real messy. Mrs. Fandre, all right? So what you're gonna do, when you get this roll, one roll will stay with red and the other roll stays with green. Don't start mixing them because it will become this mucky brown color, all right? We're using red and green today because those are actually complementary colors. And what a complementary color is, it is a color that is as far away, as opposite as it can be on the color wheel, all right? So that means red and green don't usually get along. They're complete opposites. And when you mix them, it gets this weird, mucky brown color. Because if you mix yellow and red, you'd get orange, and it would turn into a new color that you know, but it would turn into a really weird brownish, gooey-ish color. So we're gonna avoid that. What you're gonna do with your roll, don't press it into the paint, just really gently cover the strings, okay? You almost don't even want to put it into the paint directly. You want to hold it kind of like you're making a field goal with your fingers in here, okay? So I'm going to very lightly go tap, tap, tap. I'm not even like hardly rolling it in. You can see the strings are getting covered in paint. All right, you're gonna get probably pretty painty fingers with this project, but that's usually how printmaking goes, all right? So from here, you got your red or your green paint on here because we're gonna have 2 people working at the same time. You're gonna start off your paper and roll this across the white paper onto the brown paper. So let me do with this back here so you can see it. Don't pick the tray up on your own. You don't need to move anything, okay? So from here, you're gonna put red on one side and green on the other side. All right, so I'm gonna start off my paper and I'm gently gonna push and roll this across. You can see when I'm done, I got this really cool, almost looks like a net kind of a deal. Okay, so that's one half, and the other half you're gonna do green. All right, when you're all done with your 2 colors, you're gonna have your sub pick this up and she will put it on the drying rack. Just leave yours here and then the sub can call the next 2 people up. This goes pretty quickly. So while you're waiting or while you're not back here working, you're gonna be writing or doing free time in your journal today, okay? Your crazy drawing prompt, if you want to do it, is drawing French fries on a roller coaster. So that's one idea you could start drawing in your sketchbook. But remember, when you're in your sketchbook, really take your time. Like really only use 1 or 2 pages because this isn't just scribble, scribble, done, done. You want to take your time, be thoughtful, think about it, all right? You, of course, can draw other things, but I thought you might be interested in my goofy prompt for this week, all right? If you have any questions, hopefully this was clear enough. I will have an example up here that you can see from the other class that had orange and blue, because those are complementary colors as well. The other complementary colors the next class will use is yellow and purple. They're totally opposite colors too. So hopefully you understood that, and the sub can answer any extra questions for you. I'll tape an example up here, so please don't get paint on it. Okay, be careful. And I will see you next week when we get into our next project. Have a good day.